Alright, should be live. Hello everyone. Oops, I have to fix some settings real quick. Go here. Get out of here, webcam controller. Alright, contents. Okay, I think that worked. I just had to fiddle with some settings on my YouTube channel, so we should be good. Oh my gosh, this webcam controller is getting all up in my business. Okay, hello everyone. So today I'm gonna be, I should have grabbed these earlier. I'll show you what we're working on. I have the finished products here. So we have these tiny things. So I have like tiny strawberries. Hello, Playmate. I have these tiny strawberries and tiny mushrooms. So I'm going to be cutting the glass for all of these today. So it's going to take me a little bit to plan some stuff. And by planning, I mean drawing everything out. Now, I need to know how long these are going to take me, so I'm going to try to be vigilant and like document how long everything takes me. So, yeah. So I figure we'd just get started with our little strawberry and just start doing it. Let me make sure you can see everything. I hope everyone is doing well today. It's Sunday, so everyone's probably relaxing. Oh, is it because of my ears? My bear buns. That's what I call these. My little bear buns. So yeah, I made these last week and I posted a video on TikTok and it went like super crazy viral and everyone is like basically breaking down my door right now for these little tiny strawberries and mushrooms. So I cannot complain, but we're gonna make a bunch. So my plan is I'm making 10 of each. So 40 total of those. So what I'll do today is I just have to, since I already made the one, I'll be drawing out 9 of each because math. Heh. And I absolutely did not even look at the time. I'm sure this has been like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna say that I started, I meant to write this down. Where's my pen? Oh, it should be. Ah! We'll say 108. This glass that I got is a little bit frustrating because of this texture that's going all the way through it. I don't want to put anything, like make anything with this. What I was thinking of doing was flipping this over and using it to make my plain red ones, like not the iridescent ones, and just paint some stuff on this side. And then if they want to look at the iridescent side, they can, but I have not decided yet if that's what I'm going to do. Theoretically, if I did do that, Mario or Sonic grabbing and carrying a fruit would be a fun design. Related before, but I do like the idea. I've wanted to make some like Zelda stuff because I've been really enjoying Breath of the Wild. So I was thinking about doing like a fairy in a bottle, or you know, something just kind of cute and simple. The problem with doing really specific stuff like that is that my market is not video, like the people that buy from me aren't really into video games much. So as much as I would like to make a bunch of like video game stuff, and like I would love to make like a Hades stained glass, because I have been obsessed with that game for the last few months. Every time I've talked about it like on live stream, like people don't really know about it, and I just cannot make stuff that's not going to be sellable. So like I made a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons themed stuff, like potion bottles and stuff, and because that's not my target audience, they just like didn't really do well. But you know, it was a learning experience. It is what it is. That was like, I made those right when I first started. Okay, there's that. $108 to okay, there's that. I just like never know what to do with this piece. So what I'll do is just cut this out as I normally will, and then this strip will just be kind of like useless, and then I'll decide. I am from the USA, in Florida, so it's real hot right now. I thought my my occasional southern twang would have given it away. Occasionally. I've been obsessed with these videos that are like talking about Australian accents, and I say occasionally, but it's been like all the time where I just go like, or no, because it makes me laugh. What about you? I think you've said you typed color one day with the U, so I'm assuming you're in the UK. Is that correct? Northeast region. I like to look at maps, like kind of in my spare time, and I like to go on Google Maps and like street view different places. And I'm just gonna say it, there's some really silly places, silly sounding places. Ooh, aren't there islands called the Sillies or something too? One of my friends mentioned that the other day because he lives over there. I don't know where exactly he lives, but the Sillies. And he was like, oh no, don't tell her about the Sillies. Oh, let me go grab my iridescent red. And you can look at my beautiful tools on my windowsill. I have all these little scrappies. I need to not forget about them. I think really the only one I'll be able to use is this. But that's okay. Actually, the texture isn't too bad in this piece, so we'll use this one too. But yeah, I'm in the good old Sunshine State, Florida. It's warming up again. There's something very nostalgic and very like comfy about Florida summers though, now that I've lived here for so long. Like it's like torture because it's really hot, but it's also like, we kind of like it. Oh wow. Hi DLive team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. Let's see. A place called North Yorkshire Moors is less than 10 miles south. Ooh, very nice. Keep my eyes out for that next time I'm snooping around Google Maps. Snooping around. All right, great. So that was 115, 120 drawing. Oh, I don't have enough desk space for this. This is ridiculous. Ugh. I just have stuff everywhere. Disclaimer, don't do this at home. I am a trained professional. Don't reach into buckets of glass. Let's see. These are just like my little scrappies that I save up, and they're perfect for the little leaves of the strawberries. Let me... It always asks me when I want to at everyone, and I'm like, yes, it's my Discord. I'm gonna at everyone. Leave me alone. Okay. Because I can. Ooh, I don't know. Oh! What the heck is going on? My camera is all sorts of twisted up. I don't know if you can see how cool this iridescence is. Not really. Ah! Not really. It's like blues and purples. Oh, there it is. There it is. This is gonna take a while. This is the part that's probably gonna take me a minute. Okay, so I messed up. I should have done this on 2 separate sheets of paper. Hey Stag, thanks for the diamond. I'm glad that I actually got the notification this time because I wasn't lazy and I set up my stream. Hey. If I can find a soundbite, oh, I can make it so annoying. If I can find a soundbite of the Arnar alerts, it'll be so annoying. It'll be lovely. What time is it? 1:24. Or no. I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing me say that, but too bad. You wouldn't get any work done. You'd burnt out to the Arnors. I actually, Neil, now that you say that, earlier I was doing, I made some crystals out of some scraps that I have. And they're like mini crystals, and that was the first time I had kind of like Tetrised some pieces together. It was really fun. I had some ideas drawn up, but I was like, you know what? I feel like it'll just be better if I just kind of go with the flow. And I came up with some cute ones. I have 4 right now, just for purple ones. I think they're pretty neat looking. This is perfect right here. Oh no. Part Farliar. What it is, you know what it is just me wishing that I had an Australian accent. That's all it is. 5. It's me coping real hard with my like Midwestern Southern accent that I have developed. more. Hey, come on. Or no. Don't worry, I'll stop eventually. One day. Hey, Warren. What the fuck is that? Ew. Oh. It's good, I like it. Oh, also, is my cross-platform text, like, is the Restream bot working? Like, can everyone see everyone else's messages? I probably should have checked that before taking the chat off of the stream. No, never stop. All right, your words, not mine. Happy Sunday. What are you up to today, Warren Oak? Okay, so there's 9 of those. Done. Blam. Oh, thanks. They're my bear buns. Ha! Yay. Fantastic. I'm so happy about that. That was something that for months I was like, I don't know how to do it. And then I went into the settings and it was a simple, like, click the bot to enable it. And I was like, wow. Yes, we can try Laurel and Hardy theme for call you said earlier. Ooh, what? Laurel and Hardy theme? I'm sure that I've said before that I am one of the worst people when I'm streaming because I never remember what I was just talking about. So you'll have to just chalk my memory. I just kind of talk. Six. Man, I bet there's some... I hate this song. I don't like it. Shush. Gimme! Ooh, I want to try to make some emerald crystals too. I think that would be fun. Some little tiny ones. Superman or Popeye themes. Maybe. I've gotten a few requests to make some like superhero things before. So that's something I could definitely explore. Get me. Something I should probably say while I'm doing this is that art glass is a little bit less sharp than like picture frame glass. Like it's a little more predictable. So to most people that would seem really sketchy. I also have really calloused fingers. So me doing that is not going to be the same as someone with like little baby fingers who's never done stained glass before, digging around in there. Disclaimer. This one's so cool. It has like rainbow in it. You can't see it. So you'll just have to take my word for it. Like this. Oh, let me clean it real quick. Look at me getting distracted while I should be timing myself. Am I gonna get the right angle? No, 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 no. There it is. It's so pretty. Yes. Baby fingers. My fingers are just one solid callus. You're not even wrong. You say it jokingly, but if you knew how. Why? Okay. Oh! Yes. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. Sorry that took me a while. Those are those, and those. 5, 6, yes, 7, 8. Okay, one more. Yeah, I need to set up the alerts for like the other platforms, but DLive is the one that I have most like figured out, and all the like when I have all the sounds set up, they're really fun, and like the little GIFs and stuff. Also, hello, Rogue, how you doing? I'm actually gonna save these crazy pieces because I might try to use them in a crystal. This is another one. I'm not gonna waste my time trying to like micro focus you on this. So there's that one. Put that up there. So is anyone doing anything fun today? Just like listening to me rant. Listening to me rant about chickens and dandelions. I'm very excited. That's actually something that I can talk about. I'm very excited about my little garden. If anyone is not on my Discord and wants to go on my Discord, I'll do like a little one of these doodads. Oh, wait. Discord. Thanks, Warnock. I have a channel that I created over the weekend, Friday, and it's called 2021 Garden. And if you like gardening and stuff, and you want to see our garden that we've started, this is our first one, and we're how did you find that? How do you have that gift? That's the most oddly specific Pepe I've ever seen in my life. You knew that was going to make me question my reality if you use that too. Anyway, so yeah, Discord, I have a garden update. It's only for me and Brian to post in, just because it's kind of more for like documentation. But if you want to see all of our little plants grow, you can check that out. I'm very excited about it. It's just, since we're renting, it's very small. So it's just like 5-gallon buckets. So it's pretty simple, but I'm super happy about it. I'm growing a lot of like pollinating flowers, so like for bees, and all of mine are sprouting, and I'm just so proud of them. I'm so very proud of them. Been sawing wood. I've coated a few logs with teak oil later to make small tables. Ooh, very nice. That is something that I would love to learn how to do, is woodworking. I always wanted to learn how to do it to make my own earrings too, because y'all probably know that I have like the degenerate stretched ears. But I like them, but I know a lot of people don't. Degenerate. But I think it would be really cool to do like wood carving and woodworking and stuff. I think like I'd be more interested in the tiny side of it, not necessarily making tables to start, but eventually I think it would be cool to build all of our furniture for our house and stuff. 2 more. I really have learned this year that I really enjoy making stuff with my hands, and I think that it's just kind of my preferred method of like creating. Like I really like crocheting, and I'm making like a blanket. It's taken me forever, and it's too hot now anyway, so now I don't want to keep working on it. I have like this granny square flower pattern that I'm basing it off of. Okay, there's those. So 1:38, and I'm gonna subtract 2 minutes from that because I talk a lot. So that 6, 8. Those aside. I'm gonna draw everything out first, and then I'll be cutting everything at the end. Okay, now we need, so we have our mushrooms also drawn up. Let me open the door real quick. It is getting real toasty in here. Just downright toasty. Ah! The blinds are open, that's why. I'm not even a joiner, a decorator, glass cutter. I remember making epoxy resin coasters with placemats too. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Epoxy resin coasters. I know a few people who make those. They're really cool. Okay, so we need this. So for our mushrooms, we already have the caps drawn up, so we can put that there. So now we need the gills, which the gills are going to come from this tan iridescent glass. It's iridescent, just take my word for it. Whoops, sorry. That's a really good piece. That's nice. Do that one. No, it's like white. We'll see. We'll see if this is sufficient. This might be good because this piece is pretty tiny. I feel like this will be enough glass. Maybe not, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So yesterday, grading a million wax crayons took forever. They can be several sets of coasters. Ooh, grading a million. Yesterday we had a super lazy day, and we watched like a bunch of TV shows and movies, and we never do that. We watched like a few episodes of X-Files. We watched 1.5 movies. We watched Porco Rosso, and then we watched the first half of Terminator 2, and it's like too spooky for me. But I'm interested. I'm invested. So we're going to watch the rest of it maybe today. The coof. This glass is really, it's really finicky, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut all these. We'll see. This tends to not like to break the way that I tell it to. It's rebellious. It listens to nobody's rules but its own. This is actually not very good, but I'll use like this part right here. So 5. 6. 3 more. I would really like to not have to cut off a big sheet, but I think we're going to. Can I reach it? Can I reach it? I can. This isn't really as dark as I want it, but honestly, compare it to like the white glass, it's pretty yellow. So we'll just, we'll cut a little tiny strip here. We need 3 more, so we'll just suck it up. This glass really doesn't like to cut at a diagonal either, so I'm hesitant to like kind of overlap them like this, just because it's rude. Like I said, it's just rude. All right, so there's that. We have all of these drawn up. And then finally, we need our little white stems. So honestly, I should be able to get all of them just from these little scraps. Yeah, it's kind of just like it is what it is. Like these little tiny things, like I made these intentionally super small, just to be like more affordable for people. Look how little. so little. So, and I tend to also just do small things. Like, I just like drawings and making small stained glass. Probably because it's like like my inner Gen Z, even though I'm a millennial, like just the instant gratification. It's too good to pass up. I will be doing, making my first large piece at the end of the summer. One of Brian's family members wants me to make a transom for their Victorian home because they're like redoing one of their rooms. So that'll be really cool. It's going to be huge. Like it's like almost 3 feet wide by, I want to say it's like a foot by 3 feet. I've never made something that big before, so that's very intimidating to me. But it's going to be really fun because they were just like, it's a Victorian house and just like design whatever you think would look good there. And I'm just going to get to like do whatever. I love having just like free reign with my projects. It is my absolute favorite. It's dangerous though. People will be like, I want to commission you to do something. And I'm like, okay, do you have a budget? And they're like, no. And then I'll be like, okay. And I design something. And then they're like, oh. And I don't intentionally be like, yes, so expensive. But a lot of the stuff that I like to draw is super detailed and just like really extravagant. Like, be cautious when you tell someone, a stained glass artist, that you don't have a budget, because it'll get very high. Okay. So that's all the iridescent pieces. So now we'll do our regular glass. I don't quite like this side because all of these swirlies are like orange. They show up as orange, so I think I'm gonna base it off of this side. Hey someone, how's it going? So have you looked around the house, like the window patterns, something you can tire? I have not. They live in Pennsylvania. So what I'm going to do, I told them I'm super busy and my wait list is booked and they're fine. So whenever I actually sit down to draw something up, I am going to ask them to send pictures of the area. I've been to their house one time before, but it wasn't enough to like get the vibe of their house. They're like super funky people and they just have like a really cool house. There's just like stuff everywhere. They're really cool. So I'll ask for some pictures and then I'll base it off of that and try to help it fit the theme, the vibe a little bit. I'm thinking, so what I'm thinking right now is doing like a, almost like doing a traditional transom, like a traditional Victorian transom. They're kind of blocky, and they'll have like one design in the middle and then just kind of have like maybe a few swirly things. What is that? They'll have maybe like a few swirly designs. Very simple, but I think it would be really cool to do like an Art Nouveau style, like Victorian feel. I just want to do Art Nouveau all the time, but I think it'll be cool. I think it'll work in the context of their home, but we'll see. We'll have to see what their house looks like. Stupid awkward strawberries. Ew. I don't like the milk one. Just ignore this. We're gonna keep drawing on this. I killed so many dandelions the other day in my yard. Well, that's okay. Not every dandelion can live to see its full potential. Sad but true. The one I was trying to recall, Art Nouveau. Can you pause? Yeah, I don't know them too well. Like I said, they are super funky though. So I think doing Art Nouveau would really fit, but I'll have to see what they're doing to redo their house. So we'll see. We will see. Never felt too guilty. Did you mean so guilty or too guilty? I've never felt so guilty. There's so much nutrition. How could you? How could you? Don't feel guilty. Not everyone has to be a crazy dandelion conspiracy theorist like me. A dandelion enthusiast, if you will. It's like kind of surprising to me that Florida seems to be the only place that dandelions don't really grow that well. It is what it is, you know? I have no idea how I'm gonna cut this. Let's see, we'll have to do this. And then we'll have to go around like this. That's fine. This will be fine. This will be a little trickier to cut too, but we'll figure it out. Florida is just weird, let's be honest. It is. But Florida is also awesome, so I cannot complain. I don't have a lawn to mow. I have 5 plant pots with growth strawberries you're drawing. Yeah, I mean, lawns are pretty annoying to have to take care of, so that's kind of good. You don't have to mow a lawn. It's a bit of a headache, if I'm being honest. Like in down here, you have to mow your lawn like once a week in the summer. It's good. It's good. Alright, there's all of our beautiful. This is going to be for our little dingalingies here. Ooh, I like this side better. Ooh. You can't really even see it. We'll do this side. Iguanas everywhere. It's like further south in Florida. I've actually never seen an iguana where I live. But definitely down in like Miami, there's iguanas. I don't know exactly where all they are located. We have big lizards here. We have green anoles and brown anoles, which are they're not big lizards. They're pretty tiny. The brown anoles, like the big ones, can get about this big, like usually about that big. But they do push-ups. They like flex. And like the males have this little thing, this little like fin that's red that comes down when they're like doing things. I don't know. And then they'll do push-ups. Like they're like flexing on each other and they'll be doing push-ups. It's so ridiculous. I saw 2 lizards fighting the other day and I tried to get a video of it, but they ran away when they heard my footsteps. Disappointing. I had anoles too. Croxicornis. Yeah, we definitely have alligators. I mean, we pretty regularly see alligators when we go like on bike rides and stuff. Like if there's water, you can like kind of look over the railing of the trail and see some alligators. We don't have crocodiles. We have alligators, I think. In the Everglades, there's a lot of pythons. I think it was started because people would like get pet pythons, like ball pythons, and then they would get really big and they'd be like, ah, crap. And then they would release them. So there's like 20-foot snakes. Or for those who use metric, it's like 4 meter. Wait. No. It's a lot of meters. 6 or 7 meter, I think. Big, large snakes. Yeah, so we have green anoles are native to Florida, whereas the brown ones are not. But the brown ones are turds, and they just make it so the green ones can't live, really. So it's very rare to actually see a green anole. It's like kind of fun when you get to see one. You're just like, ooh, you made it. Yeah, so no, yeah, not 3, because there's 3 meters. Yeah, so 6 or 7 meters are like the big boys down in the Everglades. I'm getting better at converting to metric and like Celsius and stuff. Well, I try to be accommodating for all the people not in America. It's because I got told off in Discord so many times when I was like, oh man, it's so hot. It's like 98 outside right now. And they'd be like, what is that in real temperature? Because basically everyone in the Discord is not from America. So after being told off so many times, I'm finally like, it's like, I don't know, like 32 degrees Celsius. So go swim in garden pool and find Crocs. No, I'm good. I'll pass. Ah, yes, you are welcome. I'm so non-confrontational. I'm just like, okay. I don't like this white is not white enough. It's like a grayish white. That one's good. I like this one. This one. I'm feeling pretty good. Just picturing someone screaming with fright as jump up and down. What was I gonna say? I get so distracted. Oh, I'm feeling really good about the shop update. It's the first one where I have like a definitive weekly plan for everything. So normally I am terrible about procrastinating until the last like week and a half before my update, and then panicking and finishing everything in that short amount of time. But not this time. This time I have everything planned out. We're good. We have 3 weeks until my update. We're chilling. We are chilling. Nope. Four, 6, 8, 9. Okay, perfect. There's that. Now all we have to do is draw out the leaves for the non-iridescent strawberry, and then we can get into the spicy stuff. It's not that spicy, it's cutting glass, but you get what I mean. It's really, really hot in my house right now. Makes me very sad. Our electric bill. I'm excited to see you cut these pieces. Hard time cutting little pieces from other pieces. It is also hello. It is very difficult sometimes. Especially this glass is kind of rude. This one, I was saying earlier, it really likes to give me the business. And the same thing with the other tan, like all the iridescence and stuff. They don't like to cooperate, so there will be a lot of like I'm gonna make 10 of each of these, so that includes the succulents as well, but for today I just had planned to cut out the strawberries and the mushrooms. So in total there's going to be 70 miniatures like this, these little guys. So there's going to be 70 of these in total. And then there's also going to be like some Monstera leaves and stuff. It is it is rude. So I have my work cut out for me, but that's why I was like, we're chilling, we're vibing, because I have 3 weeks. And I've already started, so. Honestly, the part that like gets me is always grinding. It's the grinding. Because I'll be grinding for so long. Alright, let's go ahead and start planning these little leaves. I'm so glad I kept all these awkward pieces because they are perfect for these leaves. Just perfect. so perfect as I struggle to fit this piece in. I like the colors and how you get less waste, however fiddly and delicate those awkward bits are. Yeah, it's really nice being able to kind of make the most of your glass. It's really heartbreaking when you first start making glass and you waste it, or you just don't know what to do with all of your extra little fiddly bits. And I mean, for the longest time, I have not known what to do with these weird pieces because most of the stuff I make is like big, right? Or at least like bigger than what can fit on here. So it's cool. It's good. It's been good. I feel very, I don't know. Vindicated is like a dramatic word, but like very proud. Like, yes, I can finally use all of these. My year of hoarding has finally paid off. 6, 8. A lot of the glass that I use too, though, like the tan is a little finicky, but the red and green that I used are both produced by a company called Spectrum, and their glass is really, really easy to work with. So I don't tend to have too much of a problem with the like little awkward bits like this. Oh, like this is Spectrum green. At least I think it's Spectrum. It might be Oceanside because they took over. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. Sorry if you hear that loud slamming in the background. Brian is training someone right now, and I think they're doing deadlifts. I know that people on Discord can usually hear it, so I'm sure you all can hear that. Ha! Perfect! Yes! So officially it has been 1 week. So there's a lot of things that have changed in the last week. So We started our garden last week, obviously, because I haven't stopped talking about it. But I also, like, something happened where I saw two videos back to back. One was about, like, chemical additives that they put in everything, or just additives that they put in food. And then the next one was about thyroid disease, which runs in my family. And I, like, panicked because I was like, oh my God, like, what if that's going to be my reality? So I, like, basically cold turkey just stopped eating everything that has, like, preservatives and maltodextrin in it. And I only eat stuff that has, like, a few ingredients for the last week. And I feel so good. So good. I have made units with extractor fan hole, which was a nightmare for cracks if wrongs. Some doors had tall, thin glass with arch and step shoulders. Broke off. Units? What did you used to make? I don't recall. I'm sorry if you've mentioned it before. Yeah, processed food. I know some people are like gonna be like, I've seen some people say like, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. But then those people also like have no energy and like say that they can't work out because they're so tired all the time. And I'm just like, maybe it's because you're eating bad food. But who knows? I'm liking it so far. It also includes coffee and anything with like natural or especially artificial flavors. But even natural flavors are like really highly processed for some reason. So anything with like natural flavoring or any flavors added, I've been avoiding. Feels pretty good. Feels good, man. I've been making my own salad dressing, which has just been apple cider vinegar, olive oil, and honey, which sounds putrid when you like say it, but it's actually really good. It's really good. It's just like a vinaigrette, and I guess I just like didn't know what a vinaigrette was before. I'm a Caesar salad person usually. Double glazing, some of which were arched circular triangles. Step shoulder shape. Oh, like woodworking stuff and then putting glass in it? Is that what you mean? Alright, we can actually do some fun stuff now. I'm gonna get a quick little drinky poo. Let's see what the temperature outside is today. Oh my lord, it's hot. I'll tell you what. Okay, I got you. Weather. It feels hotter than that. That's nonsense. It says it's 88 degrees. I call BS. Oop, there it is. There it is. We're back in the 90s every day. Florida summer is here, y'all. Well, actually, it's not here yet. It'll be here once the daily thunderstorms happen. What do we want to start with? I'm going to start with these leaves because honestly I hate cutting pieces this small. It makes me want to pull my bear buns out. Alright, let's do a little full. I feel like I'm in the room. Okay, there we go. A little better. Yeah, so I'll procrastinate and I'll be like, I'll cut them tomorrow if I don't do it now. So we're gonna do it now. First, we'll base it off of these guys because these are more complicated. No, leaves. I just said leaves. Leaves. So it is 222. My lucky numbers. Yeah, well, I like to start with the stuff I like the least. These tiny bits can be hard too if you're going off of scrap glass because it's hard to get leverage. You just gotta do your best. Sometimes I will go in with my other pliers if I can't get the right leverage, but oftentimes I do just kind of avoid cutting pieces that I know, like if this was like a really thin piece like this and I saw it in my scrap bin, I'd probably just avoid it. I'd be like, I'll use it another day. Luckily, these little pieces don't have to be super exact. A lot of the tiny little discrepancies in their shape is going to be handled with the grinder. It's just not worth it for me to go in and cut and like exactly perfect every part of it. So we get the gist, and then grind it up later. There is a little tail right here I don't like, so we'll do this. I don't know if I've said this in my live stream before. I think I said it in my last one, but for breaking tiny pieces, so normally what I say for breaking large pieces is that you pull apart, but when I break tiny pieces, what I actually end up doing, so there's a little piece right here I'm going to be cutting off. I hold this hand still, and I kind of almost I do an upwards motion with this hand, and that finger that it's braced on is what really helps it like not shatter in a weird way. I don't know why I just saved that piece. It's just I hope that makes sense, but it's a different method for breaking tiny little pieces off. It's more controlled than like wildly pulling them apart. So yeah. I have a hard time getting the cut started because of the cutting oil in the small space. Oh. Yeah, that'll be something I think that just comes with time. What I usually do is whenever I start it, I line it up. And then once I'm on the glass, I don't like start directly on the edge. There's kind of probably like a nanometer of difference. But it is something that just like comes with time. And it also depends on the type of glass that you're using. If you're using a super textured glass, it is so much harder. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I have, where did I put them? I have baggies that I'm going to separate these by. So these are gonna be all of my non-iridescent strawberries, all the pieces. Yeah, the grinder is what really just like gets any sort of like, because these pieces are so small. Most of the time, if I'm trying to break something that small off, it's gonna just end up crumbling, and that's just annoying. So I just let my grinder do the work for small pieces. Especially if I'm not feeling like being super detailed about cutting it. It's your own decision though, because you know, the more that's on the glass, the more that you're grinding, the faster you're going to go through grinder bits, which I think if you're like a hobbyist level person and you're just kind of doing it for fun, it's not a huge deal. But for me, like I try to get as close as possible most of the time, just because like I go through grinder bits super fast. Although one bit usually lasts me about a month. I really draw it out. And I think you're the one who messaged me about grinder maintenance on Patreon, if I remember correctly. I saw it this morning, like while I was like scrolling through my emails. So I'll shoot you a message about that as well. I just hadn't had time yet today. These little pieces. Of course, no problem. Grinder maintenance is like my worst habit. Like I know how I'm supposed to maintain my grinder, and then I am the worst. The worst. But my little Whizzling, that thing's still chugging right along, so can't be too bad, I guess. It's still going strong. Why did I use black Sharpie? They're so impossible to see. There's still some little tails I'm gonna go in and cut off too, but nothing too crazy. That's really ugly. Let's cut that one down. I think kind of the beauty of stuff like this too is that it doesn't all have to be, it shouldn't all be the exact same. So I try to like keep it, you know, I'm not like giving people like random stuff that they didn't order, but if the leaf is a slightly different shape than what I originally drew, I think that's fine because it's like handmade and stuff. I still base it off of my little, where is it? I have like a little template that I use when I'm grinding, so I still base it off of that, but they're not always the exact same. That one's fine. Whoop. That one, this one. need to save that. What am I even doing? I'm such a hoarder. A common question that I get too is like, oh, couldn't you melt it down? I don't have a kiln, and this is not fusible glass. So there's a really good comment that someone made on my Discord. I'm actually gonna go try to find it and pin it, because it was really informative. It's someone who works with fused glass, and they explained that there's certain levels of compatibility that glass is rated with whenever it's like deemed fusible. So you can't like put non-fusible and fusible glass together because it's just not compatible. I can't remember exactly what she said, if it could like explode, or I can't recall, but I might just be thinking about pottery. So like these little tiny bits, I can't really use them for anything. So I get that question a lot, like on my TikTok, of people wanting to know if I can, like the bottom of the grinder gets like sand in it basically from all the glass dust. And they're like, there has to be a way to repurpose it. I'm just like, no, there's really not. But I like people's mindset of trying to be resourceful and save stuff. Hello, how you doing, Rainbow? Chillin'. Very nice. Oh, this piece is so hard to break. Yes, yes. I am very good. Just getting some work done. We're working on our strawberries and little baby mushrooms right now. I've pretty much everything planned out for my next shop update. So I have everything kind of like a schedule for the next 3 weeks, which I'm very proud of, because normally I'm not that well self-managed. It's been a learning process, right? It's been a learning process. My shop updates always go really well, and I have everything done and shipped out by the Tuesday after, because I always update on Saturdays, but you know, it's been a learning process, I'll tell you that much for free. Alright, these little guys, I like this one. Like I don't already have enough green glass. Alright, so I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna separate this first. This glass is very crunchy. I'm gonna mute the mic because I'm gonna be doing the back tap method to break this, so give me 1 sec. There we go. Oh my God, Okay. Next, we're going to do this. I don't know if it's too loud for the mic. People always say it's not, but I feel like it is. All right, now for this, we're gonna do this. So we'll follow this curve here, and then we'll follow this curve. Something that's like this, that's so curvy, I absolutely do not recommend trying to use like runners. I would try doing the back tap thing. This method can be a little messy on the back, a little bit, but it's kind of good, kind of worth it for those like kind of complex cuts that you'll have to make sometimes. It's radioactive. It does sound like one of those radiation detectors. It's funny. I've never thought of that before. Where is my red glass? Where are you, little buddy? Am I blind? I have my iridescent stuff there. Where's my red glass bin? Whatever, I'll just put it over here. I need to clean again. I cleaned like on Friday and now it's already so disastrous that I don't know where my red glass is. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, some people do like it. When I used to live stream on TikTok a lot, people would be like talking about how much they loved the crunchy glass cutting sound. I'm gonna just keep doing this. I've considered making an ASMR YouTube channel, but then I would feel awful if I like made more videos for that than I do for my tutorial channel. Like I said, just tell me if it's too loud. I don't see. But then I would hate to like do that and then, you know, disappoint people that way and like never post. Another thing I like to do for like kind of medium-sized pieces whenever I'm cutting is I do line it up with my pointer finger on the opposite hand. So that can really help control where your glass cutter is going if you're having a hard time like controlling it when you first start, like put it on the glass. That's just something that I kind of do without thinking about, that I'm now kind of thinking about more. So maybe try that, Christy, for cutting. See if that helps. I don't do it as much for like tiny pieces, but it can still give you kind of a feel of more control. Okay, great. I swear I've said it before, my mic picks up my heartbeat and everyone's like, your heart's beating too loud on Discord. And then like I'll actually be talking and they like can't hear what I'm saying. I'm just like, what? Why? Why are you like this? Yeah, of course. Yeah, so for doing like artistic cuts, if I were to pull it towards myself, I don't find that pulling it towards me is effective and is going to give me the best control. And my mentor actually confirmed this for me, that it is going to give you, and it gives you more control, and that's how she teaches people, to whenever you cut. This music needs to chill out. Hold on. Shh, chill. Whenever you cut, have your arm like tucked into your hip. So a lot of your cutting, and I don't do this for smaller pieces, so I'm like terrible and I'm not being a very good example, but a lot of your cutting, rather than coming from your arm extending and going around, will actually come from your hips moving around. And a lot of times whenever I'm cutting, I will end up like moving and like getting on my tiptoes and stuff. And that's just kind of what works best for me. Even with straight edges, I prefer to go away from me. So think it's just, it does come down to preference though. I've seen other stained glass artists that they always come towards them. I don't know how, but they do it and it's fine. Also, for whenever you're breaking pieces, it's best to break, that I found, on the thinnest part of what you need to break. It just like makes sure everything breaks off. I find that, like, say, so for this piece right here, instead of starting on this side, because I want to break this section off, instead of starting over here, I'll start over here because this side's a little thinner and it breaks all the way over to the bigger side, versus if I did it on this side, there's a chance that it could like kind of leave some on. So that's just something that I've kind of noticed in my time doing stained glass. I hope I explained that properly. Do you use grinding pliers? I can't remember. I do not, and I actually don't know what they're called. I've thought about getting some. Oh wait, are you talking about grozing pliers, these ones? Or are you talking about, there's a pair of pliers that you can use for grinding, like you hold the piece and then you like grind. I don't know which one you're talking about, but probably those, because I've been flaunting my grozing pliers for like an hour now. Okay, what time is it? 2:49. When did I start? 2:22. Subtract out like 3 minutes for talking. 4 minutes. So we'll say to 2:45. I think it's because it feels more in control to draw inwards towards the body as opposed to pushing outward. Might be a similar philosophy, just like when I draw on paper with a huge stroke. Same as having pen and ruler, draw a straight line towards you the last 3. I do not have those pliers. No, these ones, maybe. I've never seen anyone use these for grinding before, because they'd be a little bit weird. The handle would not allow it to like sit properly, I don't think. These are called grozing pliers because if you flip them over, if you have the curved part on the top, you can actually use them to do a technique called grozing, where you smooth out these weird little pieces, but it shatters everywhere. So we're gonna, like, if I do this, it kind of like grinds it down, and that's not sharp anymore. So it's a very messy way to do things, but it actually is pretty effective for, like, if I didn't have a grinder. Yeah, I'm trying to think of when I draw. I think when I draw, I prefer to go away from me, and that's how I feel like I get better lines. Maybe? I don't know. You're like making me question my reality now, but I do prefer to cut away. A lot of, if I were to cut towards me, I could potentially hold it like this, but I can't see. For me to have a completely neutral wrist, I cannot see the roller wheel, versus here I can, and I have more control. So yeah, that's interesting. I never thought about that, but it definitely, like, this would, for me to pull like this, I would have to like monkey hand it. I see people do it sometimes though, and it works for them, but I also have wrist problems, so for me this feels like a nightmare. This feels awful, whereas this feels a lot better. Let's see. Hold it like a pen, like you have. Yes, I prefer that way. Feels better. I'm like genuinely confused where my red bin went. Hello, where did you go? It's not in there. Oh, it was hiding! There it is. Ha! It was hiding under my yellow glass. No, it's just very interesting to me thinking about differences in doing stuff. See all these little scrippy scraps. There is just glass bins everywhere. Glass everywhere. Alright, there's our strawberries. So far for this part, it's been $43 minutes to cut. I'm gonna cut these out. All right, let's cut out. Owned. Double owned. I don't even know when that happened. I'm gonna go get some Band-Aids so I'm not bleeding, actively bleeding on stream, and I'm gonna go get some more water. So I will be right back. Give me just a moment to patch myself up. I'm back. I don't know if you could hear me and Brian talking about how dumb our dog looks right now. I got some Band-Aids. It's fine. We're good. We're chilling. All right, so it is 2:57. We're going to write down for this mushroom. I just want to make sure I'm pricing everything correctly, because it's very easy to be like, oh, they're tiny, but, you know, if it takes me a really long time. This one. Shoot. Why aren't you breaking? Don't be rude. Okay. Hey, how's it going? Good afternoon. Ah, that was not what I wanted to happen. Get out of here. Why? It's so rude. Rude. What are you up to today, Mike? Relaxing? Did my first glass shot the other day for my next couple of projects. So easy as it is. A bit dreary. Oh, I am so jealous. It's hot here. I've been complaining about how hot it is for like the whole stream. Yeah, that setup that they gave you was really cool. That was super fancy. How they're like, welcome, Mike. A+ customer service. Only 8 degrees. Ugh, that's so cold. I would cry. I actually like cold weather, but I'm like a weenie where if it drops below like 60, or like, I'm sorry, I don't know what it is in Celsius. 60, I think that's in the like 16 Celsius. I think that's cold for me. It's downright frigid for me. Why? Why did that happen? So irritating when that happens. Sometimes if you have glass dust on your on your pliers, that can happen. It's so annoying. I don't even know where that piece went. See, even seasoned artists make mistakes and have things go wrong. That sounds terrible. But you're used to it, it's whatever. It's whatever. Right, we're gonna save this. We're going to get rid of that. There's red glass everywhere. Probably. Most people come down here and they're like, I'm gonna switch to some white bat. This is just too peppy for me right now. Let's see, Carl Casey, Spotify. This dude is so busy. He makes music all the time. Let's do this one. Ooh, this one has Terminator on the front. Great. Get some spoopy music. California's can be a little chilly, but it's not as, like, it's not humid there. I'm telling you, the cold here is like bone chilling. It doesn't make any sense. Make this side better. I'll do this part. Alright, hopefully this one breaks a little bit better than the last one. I want to go scuba diving. Bunch of mask holes in Cali. To each their own, right? I mean, like, no one should be rude. Let's not be rude to people when we're out and about, right? But to each their own. I have literally no desire to go scuba diving ever because it like it grosses me out. just grosses me out. I have that, I know that scuba diving, like, a lot of times it's in, like, really clear water. But, like, I have thalassophobia for sure. Irrational. Deep, dark water grosses me out. It's vile. Okay, so if you saw me get frustrated at that red glass, then you're probably going to see me get more frustrated again. Yeah, also, I personally, I would not prefer to live in California. I'm sure you've been here, meow or never, and you know that I said I live in Florida. I love it here. So, we're chilling. Everything's great. Florida is, we're vibing. We are chilling. Oh no! Sad! The pinnacle of serene and peaceful. Well, that's awesome. I get the... Yeah, that's, I don't know. It just freaks me out. Like, we're watching the X-Files, right? And there's an episode where there's a plane at the bottom of the ocean. And they're like, this like French scuba diving team is going down. Or like this guy in this like metal suit to scuba dive in, like goes down. Or it's not scuba diving, but you know. That disgusts me. He gets down there and there's like a dude inside the plane that's been there for... It's just like so freaky. And sharks. And sharks. I'm in Cali, sadly. That's sad. My mom lives in the Pacific Northwest, and she hates it. She likes the weather, but she hates it. I went diving in Malaysia in 2019. I got to swim with sea turtles and seahorses. Well, that is fantastic. Here I am poo-pooing your favorite hobby. I'm sorry. It just freaks me out. It just scares me. I can't go out in the ocean past like my knees. Like it's just not gonna happen. I know it is very different when it's like really clear water. So I'm sure it would be a lot better. I don't like deep water though, even if I can see the bottom. Like I'm like I'd be like 15 feet, and that's too deep after that for me if it's any more than that. You're surrounded by ocean. I know. Just because I live in Florida does not mean that I participate in the maritime activities. It does kind of freak me out, though, when I think about how peninsular Florida is. When I got my Patty cert, I sounded like a duck. I was so anxious. Brain says not normal to look at the surface. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just not my thing. The other thing that bothers me too is the like having, like, I don't know if you have to do this every time, and maybe you can explain it to me, but like when you're going off the boat, you have to like fall backwards. Can I get some explanation as to why? Do you like end up going upside down, or do you just kind of like go back and then like level back out? Because I don't like the idea of going upside down. Ew, no, not the kelp forest. That's what it bothers me. No, I don't like the kelp forests. Like, even in games where you have underwater exploration, like, what was the one we were playing? Guild Wars 2. They were like kelp forests. I was just like, ew. I guess that's why it's a phobia. It just... Oh, okay. This doesn't make sense. So the equipment stays on. It's so your mask and regulator don't get dislodged. But yeah, so do you end up like going upside down fully, or like are you like, I don't know. I'm sorry if that's a stupid question. I just don't know anything about diving. I know that I see in movies where they go off the back of the boat, but that's it. Or they go off the backwards. Yes, I did. You end up face down? I'm not about it. You know what? But I'm so glad that you both enjoy it. I did say it was tricky. This is actually a lot easier than I recall, but I did have that one piece like shatter for no reason. So, I mean, that's pretty good. It only happened one time. Okay, so there's that, and now we gotta cut our little stems out. I'm kind of a weenie when it comes to like anything that might put me in any amount of like discomfort, like psychological discomfort. Like, I don't like heights, so I don't do anything heights related. I don't like ocean stuff. I do like kayaking, so I'm like better with freshwater stuff, or even like estuary type stuff where it's like I'm not in open ocean. I used to live somewhere that we had like mangrove kayaking trails, and those were really fun because like the water never really got that deep. There were parts that it opened up to like the Gulf, and it grossed me out a lot. But I would just try to like very quickly get past that point. So I think I eventually would like to have a kayak or a paddleboard. If we lived somewhere, we're looking to move more inland. But if we do ever live somewhere that's like kind of more close to the coast, we'll probably end up getting paddleboards, kayaks. What hobbies do I have? Do I have any hobbies? I like to play a lot of video games. And I like to read a lot. So reading, this takes up a lot of my time. Like, I usually work about 10 or 11 hours a day. But I like to work out too. And I have a road bike, and we go on big bike adventure every Saturday. And we're working our way up to 100 miles in a day-ish. I do have hobbies, I promise. I also have kind of lightly dabbled in block printing. And this is one, I'll show you one that I've been working on and haven't gotten very far in it. And it's been like a month since I worked on this, so we'll see. We'll see how much longer we can keep this up. So this is the first block thing that I carved. So that's the first one I did, and the prints are pretty cool. And then I drew this up, and I don't know how I'm going to do this, but this is what I have so far. Just mostly the stuff around the edges. And then the inside is what's like really intimidating me, because I don't know how to make, like, I'm intimidated by these the rays of light that I want to create, and it's hard for me to visualize it. So that is something I've procrastinated on working on. But I really enjoy it. I really like doing it. So I hope that I can do it some more soon and quit not doing it. But I also like to read a lot. Not going to get into it, but I like to read a lot about politics too. And I refuse to talk about anything political on my stream. But I do really enjoy reading about current events and keeping up with current events and stuff. So those are, I think, my top hobbies. Yeah, it is gonna get to the point though where it's it'll be hard, but if we go really early in the morning, it's usually not bad until about 10:30. If you can get a majority of your activities done, like outdoor activities, before 10:30 a.m., you're pretty good. But we used to go out on trails. This is actually kind of a new thing that we're doing it early. I'm a morning person, so I always get up early, but Brian likes to sleep in. But he stopped doing that, and now we wake up really early on Saturdays. But we used to get out on the trail at like 1:30 p.m. and we would just die. It would be so hot. We would be out there by 1:30. We'd be done at 4, and it would just be like 98. I think that's like 32 Celsius. Blazing sun. If you don't wear a hat, like your hairline will get sunburned. Oh, it's so bad. Yes. Yeah, I think I think everyone should be able to say what they mean. Not gonna get into politics. This isn't me getting into politics. But I think it's like so important to be able to have like open discourse and like kind of stay open-minded about stuff, right? So that's all I'll say. And I try to just keep on top of things, and I read all sorts of different, this side and that side and all the different sides. I like to get kind of a full picture as much as possible. I saw the funniest word, one of my favorite words I think I've ever seen, like a made-up word, and it was in reference to liking country things and being like I really like, I'm not too into bluegrass, or not bluegrass, country music, but I love bluegrass, and like I love like old time country vibes and like, you know, like knitting and stuff, just like traditional Midwest. Like I'm into it. And I heard someone refer to someone that has like tattoos and piercings but is into that scene as y'alternative. And I was like, I feel like it's me. I'm not super country, but that'll change when we move out into the middle of nowhere, I'll tell you what. Y'alternative. I was so about it. I'm like, yes. All right, there's that. There is that. Get out of here. Okay, so it is 3:24. I'm gonna subtract 3 minutes for talking. Actually, I was pretty good about being consistent, so we'll just say 3:24 for breaking that. So that's 5, 18, 24, 25, 26, 27, 18 plus 27. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same time that I did for the last one. 45 minutes. Yeah, that's like the exact same amount of time. 45 minutes for this part so far. Divided by 10. 4.5 minutes per piece so far. Nice. Heck yeah. Y'alternative. Living that y'alternative lifestyle. It makes me so happy. I try to track my work, or like the time that I work on all my projects, especially if it's something new. I have a kind of like a way of calculating the price per piece, which ends up working out to about the same as like hourly. So I have kind of like, if I'm not sure how long something took me and I only am making one of it, then I'll do a price by piece, but it really just depends. For like my custom pieces, I'm pretty good about knowing how long something will take me, but I do rely more heavily on that price per piece for my customs. But like pet portraits, I know that they're gonna take me at least 10 hours. So 10 hours, and then the more, you know, stuff is, you know, more complex they are, the more details are around the borders. Usually those ones will take me about 16 to 18 hours. So then I just price it. For like my pet portraits, I just do those so often that pretty good. But I have a base price for my pet portraits, so that's pretty easy. It's music. Alright. So we have our regular straubs. This is really intense. This, like, I'm gonna favorite this. It's so good. Oh, Skynet! This is about Terminator. It's so good. But yeah, like I said earlier, especially for these, they're so small that it's really easy to be like, oh, well then I'll charge this much. But it might not be, like, it could, if I didn't charge correctly, then it could very easily lead to a net negative. So I have to make sure, for these, I really want to make sure that I know how long the piece takes me, factor in how much the materials cost, and then that's the way I'm going to know that I'm pricing it fairly. I've never done anything this small before. So yes, it's very easy to be like, oh, $10, but if something took me a cumulative hour, and I get like $8 of profit. Nope, not into that. Not for me. Alright, now that we have everything timed, I can just focus on cutting it. I don't have to worry about tracking it, so. I'm usually pretty good about timing things the first time I make them. So I always make a prototype first. I think I cut out the glass for these on one of my last streams. Gotta make those dollar bills, y'all. Gotta make them. But yeah, I think I cut this out on my last stream, and that's why I didn't time it. But normally when I make my prototype, I time it. That way I know start to finish how long it takes me. But I did not do that for these because I am a silly Billy. So it's okay. I think I need to polish them again. They're so little. I just want to scream. Howdy! How you doing, Molly? Speaking of the alternative. Alright, we'll cut up these little mushies first. £15 per hour laboring on build sites. Yeah, my the first custom portrait I did was actually for a friend of mine who's an older gentleman. I knew him through my old job, and he was like one of our clients, and I told him the price, and he was like, how long do you think that's going to take you? And because it was a double pet portrait, it was like this big, and I told him a price, and he was like, darling, I don't think that you would even make close to $8 an hour charging me that price. When I was a painter, I made $20 an hour. Like when he did like painting on the side of houses, or like he would paint the outsides of houses. And I was like, you're right. I still told him an extremely low price, but I think I charged him for a double pet I was starting out. It's fine. It's not like I was like, oh, I could have made more. It was one of my first commissions that I did, and so it was like a really good way to start out. So you got to start somewhere. I need to just cut these. Cut them first and then break. But even so, even though it was the first piece, like, pet portrait I ever made, I still think it was pretty good. Like, I'm pretty happy with it. I based it off of, so he actually was the original owner of my dog Evan, and he's retired, like he's a veteran, and he's 100% disabled, so it's very difficult for him to take care of dogs. So he had another one, and he was like, I can't take care of Evan anymore. I'm going to send him back to the foster care, or like the place that adopted him out, like the foster mom. And I was like, no. Give me that dog. And then he gave me that dog. It went a little differently than that, but he cried because he was very happy that Evan was going somewhere with someone that he knew. I love that dog so much. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine not having my dog. He's just the nicest little man. taken a very long time to get here. I've never used zinc before, but I think I will be for that big window that I'll be doing. So I have no idea, no knowledge about it. So I definitely, whenever I do learn, I'll definitely make a video about it. But I've never done it because, to my knowledge, you need like power tools to cut it, like, and it sends sparks everywhere. And I'm not into that, and I don't have those tools. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. Hey, how you doing? It's been a minute. Put you over here. Put you over here. Oh, me too. I've been pretty good about like twice a week, but I know that it's a little hard that, you know, everyone's schedules are kind of different. I didn't stream Wednesday because I just wasn't feeling like it. I have been very good, staying very busy. I have a plan for my upcoming shop update. I'm so proud about it. Everyone's heard me talk about it like 4 times already this live stream. So I'm just super happy with myself that I finally have like a method to the madness. It's the best way to describe it. I signed up for a class on May 14th, but I have to finish a circle and square project to frame that day. Circle and square project? Does that mean literally it's just circles and squares? That's sad. It broke so poorly. What a weenie. I hate that it did that. What a waste. It's okay. I actually have like 10 square feet of just iridescent white glass. So if we waste a little, it's not the end of the world. It's not the whole end of the world. What about you, mom of 3 kiddos? How have you been doing? Busy, I am sure. Just 2 projects, 1 round. Oh, okay, I got you. Ooh. I'm sure that will be interesting. I really do need to take a class, like an advanced class at my local place. I think they're swamped though. Like when I went in last time, there's 3 people that work there, and one of them, the owner, was sick, and he normally teaches classes. And the 2 people that were there, it's this older couple, and one of them she's the one I call my mentor because I go in and she like helps me learn things. But they're like, we're so busy, like we can't keep up. They're like, do you want to come teach classes? I was just like, are you being serious? I don't know. I don't have time. There's no way. Like they said that they have 24 people coming to a class on Saturday, which is just crazy. What is the thickness of your glass? The way it breaks, it only has to be 2.2 millimeters. It's pretty thin. Let's measure. Yeah, it looks to be about like 2.5 millimeters. Oh, no, 1. Yeah, about 2.5. It's very thin. Very thin. Let's see. This one actually... This one's 3. The one that I've been cutting is 3. The other white stuff was 2.5. I'm very busy. School's almost done. We had a few setbacks, so we're going to end a little later than normal school. My daughter turns 13 on the 21st. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's like I want kids so badly. I love children. And like the idea, there was a video I saw where this lady was like crying, kind of like tearing up, and she was like, something they don't tell you is like, I'm crying because my youngest child just turned 2 and I just realized that he's my last baby I'll ever have, and like I don't want to see him grow up. And I was just like, no. You are a teacher. I am. I teach on here, but it's easier when I can be like teach on my own terms, right? This glass is gonna make me pull my hair out, I'll tell you that much right now. It's super thick. This glass, super thick. But seeing them grow is the best thing ever, I bet. Yeah, this glass is thick. It's like 3.5. Thick. I really don't want this. Like, okay, so you can see how difficult this glass is. This was supposed to be honeycombs, and it just, like, cut the wrong way. Oh, I bet. I love when I hear kids, like, that are really, like, they're really articulate with their words, and they, like, have a really good vocabulary. Like, it's always so precious. This is too thin for me to do the back tapping method. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find my score line. Oh! Okay. Whatever. I think it was because I tapped the back. Making me look like a liar. What the heck? I swear this is difficult glass. Picture frame glass, have cut 6mm in laminate, which is too. Oh, that's so cool. I want to encourage my future children to like just do what they want, really. Like if they want to learn how to weld, heck yeah. Like I don't want them to feel pressure to go to college. I think there's too much pressure to go to college. Like, there's a pretty good chance that if I had learned what I learned when I learned it, I would have gone to a trade school instead of normal college. But I'm glad everything worked out, because if I had gone to a trade school, I wouldn't have met Brian, and that would make me very sad. So everything worked out the way it was supposed to. It's all right. We're chilling. Everything does happen for a reason. There are so many things that led to me living the life that I live now. Like, for me to have met Brian, there was a chance meeting. So I met him through his best friend who went to the same college as me. And there was one day that before class, I had like an hour before my next class. I normally went to the library to like study in between classes. And this one day I was like, I'm going to go get some Subway. And I never got Subway at that time of day. Like I always would get it in the morning or whatever. But I was like, let's just try something different. And because I did that, I met his friend and then ended up hanging out with his friend and then met Brian. If I had not chosen to go get Subway that day, I probably never would have met Brian. And it's just like so crazy. Thank you. It's my bear buns. Ha! My little bear buns. So yeah, I'm so happy that I went to go get Subway. That was in like September of 2013 that happened. Just just makes my heart happy thinking about it, y'all. Save that piece. Me too. I love it too. So the first time I met Brian too, it was in 2013. And then we didn't start dating until 2016. Ugh, I hate it. It's not breaking. I'm not gonna mess with it. Hubby and I are going on 15 years of marriage. Oh, that's so sweet. That is just lovely. Do you see how wrinkly this is? Oh, I don't know if it'll show it. No. The texture is very wrinkly. It's gonna be a nightmare. Alright, let's do our best. No! I don't know if you could feel that how much I was struggling just now. I don't expect this to break in any way that helps me. Oh, wow. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. My hubby was my college instructor. Ooh. Ooh. Incoming sponsorship. Subway presents True Love. Yeah, Brian started out as my personal trainer. And the rest is history. Isn't it so pretty? Oh, it's not even as pretty on the on the camera. Ugh, I couldn't think of the word. It's gorgeous in person. It's like this kind of tan. It's nice. What course did your husband teach when you met him? Molly. Yes! Oh, hey kitty, how's it going? It would make a beautiful shell. It absolutely would. There was this professor, the only professor that was like, okay, looking at the school I went to, it was a biology professor. And this was like, he was my professor back in like the beginning of 2013. Like, this was forever ago. But he was like this hippie with like real long curly hair, and like he would like dance like on the little stage like for the classes, and he would like teach biology, and he just did all these like weird funky little things. Like, you totally know that what that guy did outside of class. And like when we got out of his class, me and my friend always like joked about how he's like so cute. And when we got out, we sent him a friend request on Facebook, and he accepted it, and we were just like, "Wah!" And he's married and has a kid now, and it's just, I'm so happy. But that was like the only it was so silly. Emergency medical technician, very nice. Oh, so like, that's cute. I can just imagine it. I think that's precious. Had an interview at local Subway, never got a job making. Though that glass is kind of picture of sand. It's like cloud or sky. Yeah, it definitely could be. It's all right, we're like in full techno mode right now. That's stinky. That did not break the way I wanted it to. Alright, let me change. This is too much. Oh, I'm gonna get like a copyright strike too. It just started playing some other random artist. Let's do this one. Here. This one note is just playing over and over. Ooh, glass is sharp. Wow. My finger is so calloused on the side here that it didn't even cut me. Wild. Yeah, other than that one guy, all my college professors were like rude. There's one professor, there were two professors that I adored. One of which was this Jamaican guy who taught my comparative vertebrate anatomy class. T-Rex, I love to boogie. Is that a copyright strike proof song? Because I'm just like doing free music right now. 1, 2, 3. This is like really irritating me actually. Oh, thank God. Okay. It's like making my heart rate increase. Okay, there's our mushrooms. So now all we have left are the iridescent mushroom pieces and then our strawberries. McSteamy! Oh no! Who was he to compare vertebrates? Who did he think he is? That class was one of my favorite classes that I took in college. It was a 5 credit hour course that had a lab with it. And the lab and the main course grade were combined. And like each week in the lab you had to learn, usually it was like around 200 different terms. Like we would learn bones one week and we had to learn all the different fossa and like the protrusions on each like bone in like a cat and stuff. And I got a 98 in the class as a total. My nerdiest achievement ever. Yes, this red is so rare. It's iridescent too though. And it doesn't look like it, but it is. Who was he to compare? Hello, Pablo. How's it going? Welcome. No. This might break a little funky. Did you dissect the cats? I'm currently sterilizing glass baby bottles and mixing formula. That is my job. Very good. Very good. Very manly. Yes, science, Roanoke. Yes, we did. We dissected a shark, a cat, a salamander, and I think something else too. This is Spectrum iridized red glass. This is like the only reason I found this is because the lady had it stockpiled. It looks like neon orange on my screen, but it's red. So I don't know what that means, Pablo. Let's see. You said please Oh, I can't copy this. I'm sorry, I don't know Spanish. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see. Diseña una... Oh. Lampara. Lamp? What? Oh, English. Oh, a lamp? I don't know how to make lamps. That's like way advanced. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how to make lamps. 3D stuff is not my thing. I don't like using gloves either. We'll be fine. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. I like got the gist of it, but I was like, I just want to make sure. This is a little tricky because this score line was on this weird textured spot. So I'm just taking my time with it. Ugh. See, that's where I thought it was going to get messed up. Easy. Well, I can't copy the text from my Restream thing. Baby was projectile spam. Oh no. See, I'm always like, ooh, babies are so cute. And then projectile spit up is just like, bleh. It's worth it though. Especially his little cheeks, Warnoke, are the most precious. Like, doesn't even make sense how his cheeks are so cute. Precious. This music is spoopy. Okay, cool. Listen, I language, like, just doesn't work in my brain. Like, learning another language, I've tried, and, like, in school, I took many years of Spanish, but, like, I took Spanish 3 times because I switched schools 3 times. Like, I went to a middle school up in North Carolina, then we came down here and I went to a middle school here. Then that middle school was closed because it was horrendous, and I went to a different middle school for 8th grade. So it wasn't like I was dumb and went to took Spanish 3 times. Use the cheeks. Oh, let me see. You said something earlier, Neil. Sick time. Following up burp after bottle. Oh yeah. All right, now we just gotta cut this little thingy off. Yes. It's just like, I don't know. It's I read somewhere that language and math use the same part of your brain, and I'm not good at math at all. Like, it's just I got good grades in school, but it was really hard for me and I had to try really hard. Whereas I know people, like the people who get, like, they major in math in college, what is that? Good for you if you did. Your explanations of your steps are really helpful and always precise and clear. Everything else. I mean, like, learning other languages is what I mean. Mushy pea curry nappy to rinse before washing fun. What? Mushy pea curry? Oh no, I hope that's not describing what I think it's describing. Also, I am glad that you like my explanations, Katie. I appreciate your kindness. I always worry that I'm like not explaining things correctly, but I guess I am, so yay. I actually understand what I'm teaching my kids. Well, that's good. It's I'm definitely like I'm fine with like lower math, I guess, and like more like simple, but I mean calculus. My freaking calculus teacher told me that I was going to use calculus every day. She told me that. I'm not using calculus. I'm teaching 1st grade math, 4th grade math, and some 7th grade math. Ooh. That's good. Yeah, my dad was always helpful with my homework, and then I started bringing home algebra, and he was just like, nope. Nope. He's a number cruncher. Like, he's good at, like, statistics. Wait, what are the lies? I already forgot what I said. She lied to you. Yeah, oh yeah, calculus. Straight up lies. No, I'm not going to use it every day, actually. And I didn't even believe her then. I don't know what she was trying to make herself feel important. I'll tell you that much. Not that calculus is not important, just not for me. Yeah. Yeah. Brian is really good at math too. Like, he can do internal, like, really quick high number multiplication and like percentages like real fast, and I'm just like, lies. I don't appreciate her lying to me, but you know, what am I gonna do? Man, that lady was awful too. I'm just remembering. I took specifically life sciences calculus. Never in the entire course did I understand why it was life sciences calculus, like specific for biology. Never. That was never explained. Because I graduated with a degree in animal biology. Also, such a scam because I took 2 classes with animal-related things in them, like comparative vertebrate anatomy and fish biology. Those are the 2 animal classes I took in my 4 years at university. I say 3 almost because I took parasitology. Do you find trimming the pieces of glass to be a skill that took a time to develop? Yes, definitely. Absolutely. My husband was trying to teach me a new and faster method of multiplication. My brain felt like it was going to explode. Like, I just don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care about knowing faster multiplication. If someone else wants to, that's great. But I just don't care. I've heard that, like, some kids nowadays, though, don't know how to, like, give change. Like, they're working these, like jobs where they have to give people change, and they don't know that there's, like, 4 quarters and $1, and they don't know how to, like, math that. And that's, like, too much. I don't understand that. It's like, what is this? The school system is failing you if you can't subtract numbers. Yeah, and, like, it was a video I saw on TikTok, like, a year ago, and I went into the comment section being like, this is a joke. They're not actually struggling to give change on something that's, like, they're like, say you have something that's $1 and $1.63, and they gave you $2 and they like did not know how to do the math to give them change. Not even Florida, though. Florida's education is really bad. This was just some random person I saw on the internet, or like on TikTok or whatever. But yeah, I went into the comments thinking like, this is a joke. There's no way that this person doesn't know what 100 minus 63 is. And every comment was like, oh my God, this is so helpful. Thank you. I've always struggled with this. And we're just like, what? I don't know. Maybe it's because of that. There might be like some issues with critical thinking skills too. Brian and I were talking about this, how they don't really have like debate classes anymore, and like I didn't have any debate classes. So that might be something that's like affecting kids' ability to like connect dots and like, I don't know. It seems like really simple math to me. I'm sorry if I'm calling anyone out who like has trouble with doing that. No hate. It's just like how I feel like I learned that like in first grade. Hated maths at school. Turns out you need it for every job. Was in a pub and some college guy had to use calculator. Add up 150. Thick as a brick. Thick as a brick. Yeah, I always find it funny when like people who are really good at advanced stuff like sometimes will struggle with really simple things. They're like, I can calculate advanced physics, but not this simple bill. But yeah, I really want to homeschool our future children. I don't really want to send our kids to school, just because like there's a lot of things that it's like I feel like is left out of the education system that I think like I wish that I was taught how to like do taxes and like woodworking and home ec. Like I wish that I was taught those things, but they weren't offered at my school, any of my schools. So I don't know if that's like if they brought it back or if it was just where I went to school. But like I would like my kid to like learn life skills as well as history, you know. Homeschooling. That's what I'm talking about. Like this music, I'm not vibing. I'm not vibing with this music. It's just weird. Let me change it. Yeah, especially because we want like a farm. And we want to like have a bunch of like, you know, growing our own food, and we want animals, so we want our kids to learn that too. Montessori's teaching regarding homeschooling. Definitely have to look into that. Montessori's teaching. I don't know how to read the reading at 4th grade. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I think like it's definitely something that like we would want to make sure that it's best for them. Like we don't want him to be like, or her, whoever it is going to be, to be like completely isolated. Like it would be best if there was like kind of a little community that we had. This is like in the long distant future too. Like this isn't happening anytime soon, but I didn't like school. I dreaded school. I dreaded school every day. Every day. Hated it. We were looking into co-ops. Taxes is a bit like housing, anything under 0. Yeah, I saw one, I can't remember, I took a screenshot of it, that one lady was talking about that, I mean, she said that she like taught them and they were like doing book work for maybe 4 hours or 5 hours a day. And then the rest of the day they got to do like really hands-on stuff and learn like stuff around their home and like, you know, growing food and all that. So I think it's pretty cool. Pretty neat. I'll tell you what, y'all, I'm running out of steam. I'm so tired of cutting glass. I think I've been doing this for like 3 hours now. I think I started at 1. A little after 1. Still have some other projects I have to work on after this too, so I was trying to get all this done today. I don't think I'm going to. I only have a little left, but Lord have mercy. Oh wait, no, I have all these leaves. Just kidding. I have a lot left. I'm gonna make a burger for dinner and then I'm gonna work some more. This is the prettiest glass. Look at the little swirls. I love it. All right. Let's see. My 10-year-old is learning to weld. My youngest is interested in writing comic books and building stuff. I was looking into a site about integrating Waldorf education concepts into homeschooling. I have no idea what that is. Work pay tax is 20%. I think tax and insurance before pay. Oh, is that? I don't. That's not where. That's not like it. Where we are. Waldorf education concepts. What is that? Montessori. Let's look it up. I know what that is. Waldorf. Very cool. Alright, well, like I said, I've kind of hit my limits. Ooh, is there a certain brand of glass I prefer? I really like Spectrum, but they don't make Spectrum anymore, technically. So Spectrum was bought by a company called Oceanside Art Glass, and that is, they make a lot of this like wispy, see-through, not see-through glass. So I really like that, and it usually cuts really well too. So that's probably my favorite. Here, I'll show you. This is Oceanside, and you see how it's like wispy and you can kind of see through parts of it. This is a new sheet, and this basically looks just like Spectrum. It's a little bit more transparent than what Spectrum used to make, but it still gets the job done. So Oceanside, they're very expensive though. This sucks. This is so expensive. This is like 25 bucks, which is lame. So I really like working with that glass. It's very smooth, very uniform. So flawed Kokomo. Ooh, very nice. Waldorf. Ooh, thank you for the link, Warnock. And yes, it was great chatting with everyone. I'm sorry to cut the stream off. I'm just tired of standing here. I'm gonna go make some dinner and eat some food and hopefully not go into like a food coma afterwards and not want to work. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So thanks for hanging out, everyone, and I will see you all potentially Wednesday or Thursday, and then